Well, a New York Times editorial board member is mocking the wives of GOP nominees. This is her headline. The wives of Republican candidates are getting personal. She says the candidates are using their wives to show authenticity and to soften their images, and that ads like this make her, quote, gag.
My husband Joe's been the underdog his whole life. Adopted at birth, union carpenter, left college early, started a construction company from our basement. Joe's a fighter.
Adam dedicated his life to causes he believed in. Everything he had to overcome helped to make him a good man.
Blake's doing this now because he wants a country that works, you know? He wants Americans to be thriving. He's in it because he loves his country so much and he loves his state so much. He would make Arizona so proud.
A nice positive ad about family makes her want to gag, only at the New York Times. Her op-ed goes on to say this, quote, the notion that there is some meaningful insight about a candidate to be had from his spouse praising him in ads or defending him in interviews or simply appearing at her campaign events is weak at best. Republican nominees certainly seem, if not ashamed, then at least afraid of how their party's beliefs might damage their election prospects. They are eager to change the subject and to convince women that they are not scary extremists, and several are looking to their wives for a big assist. Emily, this piece is not flattering for Republican spouses. They are called props. She says they're used. She talks about wanting to gag. It's as if they're just like inanimate objects.
They are to her, and I thought it interesting that she said that Americans like to fetishize authenticity, when it's actually just us looking for authenticity, just us appreciating it. It's me knowing all about a candidate. And it is accurate that I learn more about a candidate when I learn about their family. That's the reason that we share about our families. You learn and love more about a person when you know more about them. The fact that she called this a gimmick and trite and distracting and insulting, to me, that's what her writing was. Her writing was trite and a gimmick and insulting and offensive. And the concept, the argument on her part, by the way, that rounding out of a candidate to include their family is limited just to the GOP, well, then that's just a farce.
It is. Tammy, you know, it couldn't possibly be that these women are partners who are, you know, proud of their husbands, who are collaborators with their husbands, who may help their husbands on policy or their priorities. They have to just be a prop that's trotted out because of the Dobbs decision.
Yeah, this is what the left has become. I mean, that was a condemnation of women for not conforming. These are women who clearly gotten married. They've made a choice about their families. They are conservative. They are active in politics. They're powerful in their own lives. And that's the problem. So they need to be punished for not being like leftist women who apparently think that this issue of family, of community, of serving, patriotism, caring about other families, your neighborhood, that's passé. That's not what we do. And so you are to be condemned. As more and more women move into the public sphere in the last 100 years, you get more and more of an idea of the diversity that we are. Not just when it comes to race and ethnicity, but when it comes to how we think and what we want for our families and what we're teaching our little girls. So that is bitterness. It's also envy, because this is the American dream, but it also is a sign of women who are powerful in their own right and do not care what the bullies think. And that's what upsets them the most.
Yeah, like Casey DeSantis, who comes to mind, a strong, incredible woman.
And boy, was she attacked.
Oh, absolutely. She was attacked in this piece. So too was Heidi Cruz Harris. And it's interesting, one mention of a Democrat woman, and it's this line about Hillary Clinton, and less said about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's tortured codependents. But it's just one line. The rest is about Republican women.
And nothing about Dr. Jill Biden?
Nothing.
No.
Weird.
These are not elected officials. Their husbands are. Their partners, their spouses are. So it boggles the mind why, in an attempt to tear them down, they lift them up. They boost their name recognition. They help their candidate husbands out because they make us something that we know that we're not as women. We're no one's victim.
That's right.
We're no one's flunky. And that's exactly why they don't like conservative women in particular, because they have put conservative women into a box.
That's correct.
That never really existed for those women.
Exactly.
Right? That's not how they live their lives. I am really confused about the fact, though, that how people on the left get a pass. Remember, there was anger at Hillary Clinton when the two times that she tried to run for president. that she didn't really resonate with women on the left because she was the stand by my man type.
Oh, good point.
But it just got that perfunctory little mention.
One line.
Yeah. But we know it's a problem for women on the left.
Right.
We know it is.
It is a problem.
It
Hillary
is.
Clinton being a paramount example, but just one line.
You stole my thunder.
Oh, I
was
did.
going to bring up Hillary
Oh, no.
Clinton.
Bring the rain.
Because
There's a lot of tea to be had about her, though. It's okay.
when you look at the example, and by the way, right on about the women, first of all, where am I sitting right now? With strong,
Heaven?
intelligent,
Sorry.
I love you. Strong, intelligent women are not a bad thing, no matter who they represent. And if those Democrats that she talks about, which, by the way, more people learn about this article on this couch and this show than read it, because the New York Times is just that bad. So let's be realistic about it. They don't like the fact that the party of women, like the party of anti-slavery, are the Republican Party. From Calvin Coolidge, women's right to vote.
Great
Wyoming,
point.
the first state to have women voting. There's a statue in downtown Cheyenne, right next to the railroad station, of a woman representing women voting as a Republican state. So when you look at what the history really is, and who really has stood for and fought with women's rights, the Park Avenue girls, the suffragettes. Look at all of this. The history's there, so she needs to tear it apart and denigrate women in order to try to prop up what? What are they propping up by standing up Republican women or wives of candidates? And let's flip it around. What about female candidates and their husbands?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make a
like
fantastic.
Kamala?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Kamala.
Second job.
You make a fantastic point, though. The suffrage movement here because of Republican women. Go look it up. New York Times trying to cover it up. Coming up, just when you thought the woke couldn't get any more outrageous, now they're standing up for junk food, which I happen to like, and claim our diet culture is a form of oppression.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.